Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Above a Fold Live. This is episode 26. My name is Scott, and this week we are joined by the usual Arrow.
Hello.
And Nuns and Moses.
Hello, how are you doing?
Very good, thank you. And not to mention our very special guest, a person I've been wanting on the show for a very long time, the one, the only, the special, Innerpunkness.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Well, welcome. So we've got quite a heavy episode ahead of us, so let's get cracking. So just a few highlights. So this week we'll be discussing the Monstercat and Twitch partnership, the new James Bond game, Red Dead Redemption collection leak, and more. But first, we want to get to know our special guests. We like to do this with our special guests. Arrow calls it, let's get to know that origin story, as you like. So, Innerpunkness, how tell us a little bit about yourself, actually, to begin with. What's your background? What's your origin story?
As far as gaming or in general?
Let's stick with gaming. This is a gaming podcast,
okay.
After all.
All right, stick with gaming. So origin, I'd say first console was a Sega Genesis, and Sonic 3 was my life for a good 5 years. Sonic 3 was probably my favorite game when growing up. And then slowly into PlayStation. First PlayStation game was Resident Evil 3.
Interesting one.
And it scared the shit out of me. Because I at that age, I was probably, like 11 years old, So that first cutscene of having zombies pop through a door, and my dad had a 60-inch screen TV, so it's like it's right there in front of
you. Face, yeah. Shit.
And then basically I had a PC for a long time. I named it Compy 88 or 8088, and it was jank, but it got me through a lot of gaming. Played a lot of Doom 3 and Halo, the original. And then on to 360 and other stuff. And here we are today.
Well, good stuff. I mean, I think we can all remember like early games scaring the shit out of us. For me, it was watching my uncle play Silent Hill, and that gave me fucking nightmares. But look at it now, like how the hell did that happen? But
graphics,
brilliant,
man.
Good stuff. So yeah, I know. Imagine how would we react in our younger selves if we saw Resident Evil 7. We would be.
Oh my god!
We'd be in bad shape.
Probably having PTSD. I still have PTSD. I would have been either been a mute completely after that or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it would have been very bad. Yeah.
I'd probably be a permanent shade of white. So, you mentioned a couple of the consoles you had growing up. Because we all started. I forgot what you mentioned. We all started with different consoles growing up. As you've mentioned a couple already, why not just mix things up a little bit? What was your favorite games from the ones that you mentioned? The highlights.
All right, so Sega Genesis was Sonic 3 and Rocket Knight. I don't know if you remember Rocket Knight, but it was a.
Let me Google that.
I can't remember. I think it was a kangaroo, wallaby, something of that nature, in a suit of armor, and it. I'm trying to remember. It's like
so cool.
Is it Tomba? Is that PlayStation game? I can't remember it. Hold on, I'm pulling on strings here.
Yes, Tomba the caveman.
Yeah. So like it played like that game, and it was just too good. I really liked that growing up. I remember renting it consistently just because it was that good. When you would go to the video store and rent games,
Oh yeah.
back in the
day.
days.
Holy
Yes,
shit.
sir.
Yeah. I used to rent
PlayStation
the same video game like every week, but nobody ever took it because I always left a mark on it. I always noticed there was one mark on it. I was like, yeah, I'm the only one renting this. Then finally, my mum got fed up with spending the rent fees and just bought it for me. Back in the day.
Probably spent enough to buy it twice over. That's what usually happens. You go and rent the game and you think you might as well buy it. The amount of weeks and days and weeks I've rented this, you know. Jesus Christ.
That's
Could you
pretty much
imagine
how I got
having-
most of my games.
Could you imagine having subscription services like we do today back then? Like you
Oh.
ship out a game and ship it back like a Netflix model.
Oof. I can't even.
Yeah, Netflix. God, I think Netflix
Well,
was the first one to kind of come up with that. Netflix used to send the DVDs, right?
Was it
Yeah,
Netflix
to
or
your house
Blockbuster?
before stream it. No. Well, Netflix did it first. Netflix actually used to ship them to your door.
Ah.
I think actually that's when
Yeah.
the servers became better, good enough, and people got good enough broadband, that sort of thing. But Netflix originally started out by
Shipping out the-
DVDs to your door. Yeah,
Yeah. Look
free
at
of
them now.
charge as well, just for a subscription. Which I thought
Yeah.
was good.
Very nice.
Showfly, welcome. She just mentioned Netflix used to run in the UK called Love Film, and I recognise
Love Film.
Yeah.
I remember
That's
Love
what it
Film.
was.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Wow, that's are they still a thing? Or is it?
Probably
It's
not.
Netflix.
Probably not. Well,
It's
I owe
Netflix
them
now,
money,
isn't
so I hope not. I think I rented.
good
It might have been
thing.
that. I was going to say I rented that Doom film. That was the last thing I rented, and I think I've still got it somewhere.
It's a
But
good
yeah,
thing.
good
It's not
stuff.
on
The
a
bill's
public
racking up.
platform
They'll be
at all.
knocking on your door, taking your car away.
Oh,
and all
come on.
sorts, like,
The amount of money
"Oh,
they're
the keys."
making. All right, good
Oh,
stuff.
Yeah.
So, you're still playing video games, Punk. I
Obviously.
want to know, like, why do you think you're still playing video games now after so many years? I remember in a previous stream you mentioned you had a bit of a gap between not playing video games. I'm curious to hear where you come from. Like, why are you still playing them? What draws you in?
So, it's probably best that I explain the gap, because there was a point where, all right, so I went to college, and the first college I went to, I was, focusing more on gameplay and like actually playing video games and other stuff, and just, not paying attention and actually in classes. Then, flunked out of that college, but then I was like, okay, I need to go to another college and buckle down. So the first thing I got rid of was like gaming and, partying, get rid of those things. That way I buckled down. And when I buckled down, I stopped. I just kind of like cut things off and just never really went back to them. So I studied for film and video. This is why I'm bringing this in, because it was mostly because of the storytelling aspect. I like telling stories and I like hearing stories, and video games. That when I came back to video games later on, the stories just have gotten so much better, and the film it like it's almost cinematic in a way, to where the stories are told as like a film.
Yeah.
And so like a game like Horizon Zero Dawn, you can have 70 hours of a story, and it's incredible, or like Dark Souls, where you don't even get the story, but if you search hard enough, you can have stories for years.
It's there. Yeah, it's a lot of lore. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Repeating that story for years and years.
Yeah. And so that's why I think I gravitate toward gaming again. And plus it's something, like I've always had around me, and like, all right, so like, during COVID is when I started to play games even more and more, because, we're buckled down. There's nothing really else to do. So I started picking up games more, and as they came out, and like, when I started streaming, it was a thing where like people were suggesting me games to play, and so I just kept going with that.
Oh wow, very nice.
I was gonna say just real quick. Do you remember the first game you played when you came back to that? Like, do you remember what game you picked up when you took that 1 year of just taking a break?
It wasn't just 1 year. All right,
Oh, sorry.
it was
I guess four. Yeah.
It was like 6 or 7 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Correction.
Wow.
It was
with how much the gaming industry advances, that's 6 years of some quality
It's a
content.
whole generation and a
Holy
half.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Now, I will say that, all right, so in that time that I kind of buckled down and didn't play too much, I did play a lot of Borderlands. I seen Ray talk say it right there. I played a lot of Borderlands 2. Like, especially like if I just didn't want to, focus on anything else. Is like I just, picked up Borderlands 2, especially going through college. Like, not much money. Why pay for games too? So
that game lasts a long time. Like
it
me and
does.
Arrow played that so much that we got sick of it. We must have put hundreds and hundreds of hours into it. Krieg was my boy.
I mained Axton in that, but like I played on this is how much I loved Borderlands 2. I bought it on 360. All right, but when I took my break, I only had a 360. So after that, like I got a PS3 for a little while, and then I bought it on PS3. And then at work I got on my laptop. I was like at work, and I have a lot of downtime at work, so I was like, man, I'm bored. So what do? I go and buy Borderlands 2. So I have it on all those consoles.
Unreal.
And then I also bought it on PlayStation 4 and Xbox X or S, whatever this system is, not before this one. Yeah.
And the confusion starts there.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
But the first game coming back, getting back to that question, the first game coming back was probably actually Borderlands 2. Yeah.
Full circle. All right. Good stuff. Okay.
So I like this question in particular because we've all got our own stories. I want to know, when did you decide to start streaming? I mean, we've all got our own stories behind this, but what made you decide to take this on? What was your first game that you decided to stream?
So COVID happened, right? And I've been pretty open about this on stream. Like when COVID started, I started to get like real down, and like you couldn't go out and do anything. Like I was stuck in a room watching the same anime over and over again. And like, you know, I go through I go through depression and everything. And I was like, man, I need to start fucking doing something. So like before pre-COVID, it was the gym. The gym would actually, you know, get me out of those funks. I'd go and work out and like, take out any frustrations or just, you know, go to the gym. And it was my normal thing.
Yeah.
And then like, when COVID hit, gyms all closed. So that got taken away from me. So my mind started to like, you know how you don't have that distraction?
Yeah.
So if I didn't have that distraction, and it started to get to me, and me and Raytog, I work with Raytog. I don't know if you guys knew that, but him and I have talked about streaming before, and I had all the equipment sitting at home, and like, so I just sat around staring at it and like, well, shit, I should probably do something. So I drew this like real terrible PNG of myself and put it in the bottom right corner. Because there was a streamer that I was watching at the time. I can't remember her name. Skinned Teen. Skinned Teen, yeah. She has a little avatar that emotes down in the bottom left-hand corner. I was like, oh man, that's cool. I want to do that. And so I did like just a little avatar of myself and stuck it on there. And I just started, and I think the first game I streamed was Borderlands 2.
Really? That's a surprise.
I know, it's a big shock, right?
Oh Lord!
But it was something I knew, and like, it was right after the release. Well, Borderlands 3 was released last year, right?
Yeah.
So
last year.
Yeah.
So I started streaming at the end of I started randomly streaming at the end of June, and then I started taking it serious in like mid-July. And I was like, well, I'm actually doing okay at this, so I should probably keep going. But so the just having how do I say this? I lost train of thought, so give me a second.
I was just gonna quickly say, if we all think back about the first time we started streaming, like the setup, the scenes, everything, like it's just crazy seeing the progression from that point in time to how we are right now, So I'm just trying to imagine.
It's insane. Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, we've all found streaming through. I mean, the reason why I stream is because of Arrow. Arrow is something that he when Arrow's got when he wants to do something, he does it, and I've always admired that. And it's because of him that I started streaming as well. Like, you know, it caught my attention, and I think for me personally, I'm glad I had it during lockdown, because without it, I would just, I don't know. I found myself in a funk when it was either I was if I weren't playing games, I was at work, and there was just no distraction. And we founded ATF, and it's been absolute godsend. Like mentally, just being able to.
That's the same with me. Same with me.
Yeah.
Echo with what Scott said. I mean, we kind of always in a way streamed kind of on the Xbox years ago when it was built in the Xbox sort of thing, just streaming here and there. Obviously, it was just yourself and the Xbox. Sometimes I think you could, when it worked, you could get the party chat involved. But when lockdown hit, it was like, for me, I spent more than saved. I was still working. I was working through lockdown, but I spent more on Yeti mics, brand new PCs.
Oh God, yeah.
I've now from one monitor, I've now got 4 monitors. It's just, I've spent shitloads. I should really start calming down now, but it's just going up and up and up. But that's what happens. I mean, you've got to try and fill your time with something. I was working from home, and I was stuck in the house 24/7. I used to try and go to the shop just to kind of get out, and it was just. And again, you can only talk to your friends, they say, on Skype or phone call, and then ATF. I mean, we've just met so many people like Punk and the Herb Derb community and everybody like that, Sheriff Flies community and stuff. It's just unbelievable. But yeah, that's you know what? In a way, it's quite bad saying it. I'm glad about the lockdown. It's affected a lot of people. Bad, but you know what I mean. In a way, it's a good thing for me because I've met so many brilliant people.
Yeah, I'm actually so glad for lockdown because of I would have never started streaming, you know. I would have just been, you know, sitting at home playing video games and going through you know, what I normally went through, you know.
Yeah. I think people in chat pretty much saying the same thing. Sheriff Fly Mayhem, like they can't even imagine how like their life would have been without streaming. I think it's given us an outlet to sort of express whatever creativity we have, or just meet new people, or just play games. Like, so it's been a godsend, as you said. Anyway, I mean, and Scott, so spots on that.
I mean, like my profession right now is a far cry from what it's a game pun right there, from what I from what I used to do. Like I went to uni to be a graphic designer, and like you know, I had all the tools, but as the years went on, trying to find a graphic designer job where I live, in, you know, somewhere in the countryside was quite difficult. So it became, so I went a different direction. But since streaming, I use Photoshop every day, and I tell you what, I fucking love it, because I don't think I've ever been more creative in like as I've ever been as I have done this year, and it's been
absolutely noticed that.
Yeah. I mean,
2 minutes the overlays changed for ATF. Don't get wrong, fantastic changes, love them. But he's like, oh, I've tweaked this and I've tweaked that. I'm like, fucking hell, do you do anything else?
I'm a perfectionist.
We love it.
We do.
We take the piss, but we love
it. I'm getting training on Photoshop from Neon anyway, so keeping them sweet for the time being.
Upon what you said, Neon, it was. You said how you now get to do your graphic design. What I do for work is I fix all gear, and like I don't do any more of the creative things that I studied for in film. And now it's like, this is a way for me to actually do that now. And I think effectively, I think I've done some pretty cool stuff.
Oh man. Yeah.
I'll
tell you this right now.
Every time you go into your stream is just stepping into another world. I know you've had to kind of tame it down a bit, where with all this DMCA stuff, but it was what a dream, what a fantastic time everybody had in your stream. It's absolutely brilliant. Really
and with the DMCA stuff, I've been trying to actually figure out ways to get around it, like start singing the songs myself and stuff like that.
Hey, if it works.
It's been working. I think it's been working okay.
I like that.
It's a treat. It is a treat. I did redeem a redemption point on Punk's channel for him to read something for me, and I got him to read the Samuel L. Jackson's "Go the Fuck to Sleep," and it was the best fucking thing. Honestly, I was working, and I was like, I'm not getting anything done. I'm just gonna listen to this. But yeah, let's get back on track. So I want to know, like, what do you look for in a video game to stream, Punk? Like, do you have a specific genre, or do you just the first thing that catches your eye?
So
you play some weird shit, I'll tell you.
I've played some real weird shit, man.
In a nice way.
Missed this. Oh.
Well, all right. So if you missed it, I played the Colonel Sanders finger licking dating sim.
Yes, I know that one. Yeah. I know that.
And as Moose said, I fucked cats in a dating sim. So
wait,
nice.
Excuse me.
Nice. Okay.
So it's a cat dating sim.
Right. Context is needed there. Brilliant.
Yeah, context is definitely needed. It is. So what I look for, what I look for in a game is
where I can smash animals.
No, just cats. Just cats.
Just cats.
Up and down.
Oh wow.
What I've been looking for in like games to stream, like, okay, so the first game that picked up that I was streaming, like when things started to pick up, was Alien Isolation. That's when I met Oh No's and got involved with the Herp Derp community. But Alien Isolation in itself is just a game that it's a great game, but people watch it. People love watching it. So I tried to steer towards horror games because, you know, people love watching people get scared. Let's be honest here. I mean,
this is true.
Arrow, I was gonna say, Arrow, you just experienced this with Outlast.
Yes. Let's not talk about it. Carry on.
So I tend to lean towards those, but like I also want to play games that I really enjoy. That way, I know if I'm enjoying the game, the people watching are going to enjoy the game too.
Yeah.
True. So that's the biggest thing. And like, so the cat dating sim, I find that hysterical. So I did all these different voices for the cats, and like since I'm finding entertainment value out of it, I know people are got to be somewhat entertained if they have the sense of humor that I have, you know.
Well, it's definitely working. I think I remember watching the very first stream that I watched of yours. I was working at the time, so I work and I play here, and and I was just not getting work done. I found myself just watching the stream to the point where like I was getting Skype calls, I was getting Microsoft Team calls like, Scott, what the fuck are you doing? Where have you been for the past hour? It got pretty bad, I'll tell you. But it was just mesmerizing seeing all these different animations pop up and people just really interacting with your sound effects, and it was the best goddamn thing I've seen. And it's become a staple of my work life now, where I'm here, Punk's on there. I'm good to go for the day. So, do you play anything?
Coffee mug.
Pipe down. So, Punk, do you play anything when you're not streaming? Is there anything you play frequently on the phone, or you mentioned Switch on the phone before the show?
Yeah. So on the phone, I play AFK Warriors, I think it's called, but I actually just deleted it. I don't know why I deleted it, but it was really fun. Just something that like it builds their monetary system and equipment while you're not actually playing it. I do suggest it.
Yeah,
I've heard about it. Yeah.
I'm absolutely not sponsored by them, but if they would want to sponsor me, hit me up. Yeah. And then off stream, I play a lot of Animal Crossing, and like you said about the Switch, I just bought my second Switch today. So
okay,
yeah, that's true. Tell him. Don't tell him.
Explain that one.
So the reason for the second Switch is the wife has her own island, and I want mine, and she wants hers like real like woodsy cottage like island, and I want Tatooine.
Two very different biomes. Brilliant.
Yes.
Oh.
This is where we part ways, my dear. It's great.
So, Oh man, I love that so much. I mean, like I know, because I know a lot of streamers who just game when they're streaming, and that's great. That's where it works for some people. But like for me personally, I like to just disappear into a video game, not talk to anyone, just absorb the game in front of me. But I mean, everyone plays differently. But no, that's good stuff. I mean, I've never really played Animal Crossing, but I did kind of sleep on that whole thing that went on at the start of the year when everyone was playing it.
So do you play The Sims? Like, have you ever played The Sims?
Not since Sims 2, man. And not since The Sims 2.
I play SimCity.
Wow. It's a lot like a I don't want to say children's version, because I mean some of the actual things in there, like, all right, so today is the stock market where they sell turnips to you, and you can only get these turnips on Sunday. You get them at a price, and the prices that you can sell them throughout the week vary exactly like the stock market, IRL.
Wow.
So there's actually pretty advanced concepts in the game for it being, like a Nintendo game.
God damn.
That actually makes so much sense.
Of kids.
Because I always hear people say, I need to go check out the price of turnips. I'm like, why do you need to do that on this day? I never understood that. I was like, what is happening?
So yeah,
Yeah,
if you check it on Monday, you could have bought the turnips for, say, 98 bells, which is their monetary system. So you buy the turnips for 98 bells, and on Monday they sell for 78. And on Tuesday they can sell for 120. Wednesday, so on and so forth.
Wow.
And as the turnips, become more valuable, you got to keep checking back and forth between, to find out what's going on for the pricing.
That blows my mind.
Like that
blows my mind. Okay. That's brilliant. Right. Well, let's move on
for that game. Absolutely.
So this is another great question, and we mentioned this before the show. This one is always hard to answer. But what's your personal top 3 games of all time? And I think we know one of them.
Borderlands 2 is number 1, so there is that.
Number 2, that would be in there.
Yeah. Number 2, number 2 is the hard one. I can never figure out. So I'll give you number 3. Number 3 is the Soulsborne series. I can't just put those into separate games at this point.
I get that, yeah.
And the reason I like them so much is because of the lore. Like, if I wouldn't have watched Vati, I would have never cared about Dark Souls. And then I started watching Vati, and I was like, oh, this game is deep. It's real deep. But like number 2 slot, let me go through my Steam list real quick. Hold on.
I mean, just talking about Vati, I discovered him after finishing Bloodborne, and because his videos inspired me to go through the series again, just pick up all these little things that I missed. And to anyone who's not played a Soulsborne, it's one of the deepest video games you could ever play, because there's so much packed in there, so much. And there's a reason why I'm on my seventh New Game Plus of that. It's a perfect video game.
But it's very interesting, like you say. No, carry on.
Okay, I was gonna say, not to mention, like, the builds you can make, it makes it also so replayable.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's true. Yep. I was just gonna say, like, it's a lot of, I guess, lore, but it's not the easiest to find in game. Like, you really have to either sit down or, for example, watch videos of very specific content creators that do content around that. I don't even know what exactly I did in Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. All I know is that I killed a dude at the end, and I have the bonfire power. That's all I know.
The bonfire power.
Literally all I know. Okay. And the suffering, that's all. So.
Oh, the suffering's the best bit. That's why that is why we play these Soulsborne. It's because when you overcome that suffering, and I say this all the time, I'll never get sick and tired of saying it. That suffering you endure and you overcome, it's the best fucking feeling in video games.
It really is. So I got a number 2 now. Undertale. That's.
Oh, okay.
And while, like, it's not an huge exciting game like Dark Souls or anything, the story within it and how deep that goes as well. I don't know if you guys have played it at all, but there's a lot of different things that can go on in that game. And if you haven't played it, I do suggest that if you do, your first initial run through should be about like 10 hours, if that.
Okay.
I've seen speed runs
10
of it.
hours? Holy shit.
Maybe not 10 hours, but so when I went through it very slowly and read things and like paid attention to what I was doing. So that's why it took me a long time. And you've seen my streams. I like to read everything out loud.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So that's what I did, and that's why it took me about 10 hours. But I do suggest it. It's and when you play it, do 2 playthroughs, and you'll know what I mean. And once you do the first playthrough.
I've heard a lot about Undertale, not gameplay wise or story wise, but in the sense of how it's affected people in terms with depression. And because I remember reading one article, God, it was a few years ago now. It must have been 2017 or something. But I remember reading an article about a writer who reevaluated his depression, and he wrote an article just all around that video game. And I remember seeing a lot of stuff like that around that time. But it's always been one of those games that's on my list.
To check out, I guess.
Fuck my backlog. It's insane.
Bruh.
So, yeah, good stuff. I mean, you got a great selection of games there. I don't think we've had that selection in that order before.
That's very, yeah. Very
I think Borderlands 2's one just because I can go back to it at any time and feel good playing that game.
Borderlands is just so fucking satisfying to play. I've just finished Borderlands 3, the story mode, and I've just started one of the campaigns, and I fucking love it, man. I really do love it.
3 is insane. It's really good.
Right, so last question, and we will move on to the next segment. So, is there any unreleased games that you're looking forward to?
I think I've written this down, but Outlast 3. I don't know anything about it. I haven't read anything about it, but Outlast 3 is the one I'm looking for.
I know there's meant to be a co-op Outlast-ish type game coming out from Red Barrel, just the same developer. They teased it on one of the the conference that happened a couple of months back. So I don't know if it's coming out this year or next year, but I think it's meant to be a co-op experience similar to Outlast-ish, but not much detail has been released.
That would be good.
Yeah,
Outlast co-op mode would be very good. I mean, I played Outlast 2. I dabbled in Outlast 1, the first Outlast. Played a bit of Outlast 2. I want to say I found it a bit boring. But Outlast 1, that still gets my tight butthole.
Yeah.
You know.
I played that. But I don't like being chased in video games. Like Dead Space 1, you got chased. And Outlast 1, you got chased a lot, and I don't really have the mental capacity to deal with that kind of shit. But I know that's good stuff.
Just real quick. So the name of the game is called Outlast Trials. It's upcoming first-person psychological horror survival video game developed by Red Barrel. It is the 3rd installment in the Outlast series, serving as prequel to the first 2 games and features test subjects in the mysterious Cold War experiment. So it's a prequel to the first game. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
That is interesting. I mean,
that would be good.
Holy shit! Size that cup. I thought short.
Sherry was asking the size of the cup comparison.
It's just a very small
man.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. The other cup was just a doll's house cup, by the way. Right. Okay. Well, it was a pleasure to get to know you a little bit, your background. We love getting guests on here and get to know them a little bit more. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, no problem. So
the next section, I'm gonna hand over to Arrow for this. Buckle in.
Thank you. So there was a bit of a splash that was made by Monstercat and Twitch. So I'm going to read you guys the original, the original Twitter message that Monstercat posted. So those of you already know where I'm going with this. Monstercat and Twitch are teaming up to bring fast track affiliate status for Monstercat Gold subscribers. Gold provides 1,000 of songs to use in live stream, and as an affiliate, Twitch unlocks monetization tools for your channel. So the the controversial part wasn't the fact that, okay, now anybody that has gold subscription to Monstercat can obviously use their music. For example, Marshmello is part of the lineup in that particular catalog. It was the fact that this partnership is also introducing this so-called fast track affiliates program. So I know people in chat are probably saying, and I know Sheriffla was very passionate about this, and I know also Innerpunkness as well did mention something to this. The fact that this is more like a pay to affiliate status, or this pay to, I don't know, program, really takes away from all of the efforts that I guess each person has had to go through, streamers had to go through to get affiliates. However, they did backtrack. Monstercat, they did backtrack their initial post saying that all current gold subscribers must meet Twitch affiliates criteria. So our goal was never to take away from the achievements that affiliates worked for in their time streaming on Twitch. So they did backtrack because, like, Twitter was blowing up, streamers were blowing up. Yeah,
yeah, I bet.
People were like, no, like you cannot just like, you know, is this gonna be a thing? So I guess let's just imagine a world where they didn't actually backtrack on that. Let's say there is this pay to affiliate status. Like, I'm going to start off with you, Innerpunkness. What do you feel about this? If this was a thing, how do you feel about that particular type of program?
So oh, go ahead, Neil.
Sorry, I was going to say. So, what's the point of this service now? Sheriff Fly's just mentioned it. What is the point now?
So the point is that you can use the entire catalog on Twitch live stream. So you can play all of Marshmello's hits without getting hit by DMCA, you know, takedowns and whatnot. So it was pretty much giving another avenue for streamers to be able to use Monstercat's massive catalog. I know they do have some free stuff, but there are also catalogs with it. They also, I guess, songs that they have that are still under license. And for you to be able to play those songs, you need to obviously have this gold subscription. So it was pretty much that, plus the fast track, which now they're saying, no, we're not doing that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
So they're not doing the fast track now.
No, they're not doing
I got
that.
confused.
No. It's just pretty much getting the license to play the songs on your stream, and I guess maybe even have it on their content and whatnot. So yeah, pretty much.
So the context of the question is if they were going.
If they were, yeah, correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So here's how I feel about it. Being that I came from a band setting, when you saw me talk about it on stream, if you saw me talk about it on stream, I was upset because in bands before, you have to grind, and you can see people like pay money just to play for bigger bands play openings for bigger bands just because they, paid a little bit more money or like stuff like that. So it kind of like irked me a little, but then, just a little, but then after talking, with people post that stream about it, it doesn't, if you want to pay for affiliate, I mean, I don't see the issue because you're not building the community now. You don't build the things around you that hold you up,
Exactly.
Like so if you're paying $5 a month to be an affiliate and you have 0 people watching you, and you're going to eventually go, well, I'm going to stop paying the $5. Because you don't see people watching you. You don't appreciate what you're doing. You don't understand what's going into the craft. Yeah. You just get a subscribe button, emotes, and bits. And that's ultimately what they're getting, as for $5 a month.
I was just gonna say to your point, I understand and I completely 100% agree with you. Like that initial grind, starting from 0 followers to get into 50, and then getting all the other prerequisites to get an affiliate, like building that backbone of your channel is super possible. However, imagine still building it, right? You're building that same backbone, but, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, so please don't kill me. Still building that backbone, but already an affiliate. So as soon as you get a new follower, that new follower can immediately subscribe to you if they choose to. So in a way, it's like you're taking you're wouldn't some streamers or some people like, well, I don't have to now wait or get all these prerequisites to finally have some kind of monetary, avenue coming to me through subscribers, through bits. I can instantly just bypass that. So they're still gonna grind, obviously, but they will immediately reap those rewards by getting followers coming in and whatnot. So that's, I guess, me playing devil's advocate. Does that then make me change?
So here's what like really bothers me about it in the grind, the not grinding part is, all right, so if your content is shit, it's going to consistently be shit because you're not improving on yourself. That's why you will never hear me say I'm a good streamer, because I don't think I'm a good streamer. I think I'm okay, but that's because I want to improve. I need to have that extra bit of improvement consistently. And like, I'm already, I just made this new VHS branding type deal, right? I'm already talking about the next move. Like I got it out there. So I'm going to sit on it for like 6 months and then make the next thing. I'm already thinking like they don't have the appreciation for like updating their content, or like I started out with a PNG as a head, I've moved on to using my T7i as a webcam. I've added 2 more webcams in. Like it's you could see like if you were to go back to my initial stream to now, you would see the growth that I've done as a streamer.
Yeah.
Whereas like that, I think that's where the appreciation for the grind comes from. And that's if you're just streaming and you just hit go and you become an affiliate, well, what's your track to growth? What are your goals? You're not talking about you're not thinking in those terms. Like, all right, so like if you classify yourself as a streamer, you have to be a gamer second. Not have to be, but like being a gamer second is what it should be, because if you're streaming, you're also at first should be a video content creator. Just because you got to think like, are people going to watch this shit? That's how I look at it.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. And sorry, Neon.
You brought up a good point, because a lot of people don't realize, which you do realize straight away before you even become affiliate, that there's so much more involved with streaming. Like when Nuns mentioned earlier on, when we first started streaming, we were streaming from the Xbox. We just pressed the button. When we moved over to PC to stream, it was a rude awakening, because there's so much involved. And anyone in chat who knows what I'm on about, like, we've all gone through that grind, and with that news, initially it was a massive slap in the face for me. It's like, well, not that I would want to pay for it. Earning it is so much better. But as I mentioned in chat, the community is the reason why I'm still looking to expand. Like I've mentioned this many times across my personal stream and ATF, is that my focus will always be ATF. That's my passion right now. And if you like Pong said, if you see where we started to begin with, where we are now, there's change, because we're learning. You're always learning with streaming, because things change. You got to be adaptable. But I don't know, Twitch seems to be on a rampage right now against the smaller streamers, and
there's a lot changing when it comes down to Twitch. Tons and tons. I think it's got that big. It's blew up so quick. Twitch has kind of always been there for many years, but obviously recently, in the last, I think, 2 to 3 years, it just blew up. A bit like YouTube. I mean, YouTube's been building, but it just hit a point and exploded. And I think that's where they think, oh shit, we can do all this. I think we should do all this. I think they're implementing things too quick, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I know they've got to really fight against this DMCA stuff, which they have got to. It's hit them now, where they've got to do something quick, and they're trying to scramble some stuff together. And I think this is one of the things that they're trying to scramble together.
Just real quick, because I want to just go back to what Innerpunkness just touched on. I completely understand that in starting from the very bottom and again getting your way to affiliate, you learn and you obviously try and make your stream what it is through every stream that you do, right? But again, I'm playing, guys, please don't keep it. I'm playing devil's advocate, but that but that doesn't take away from you still being able to do that, but just already being an affiliate. Like, you still have to realize, okay, this doesn't work for me. This works. This is what my audience like. But while you're figuring all those things out, you are also going to reap whatever monetization you can get from your streams. If it's a follower deciding to sub, a random person deciding to drop 10 bits, like that is still going to happen. So I don't think it's going to take away from the learning part. It's just going to fast track you to obviously earning some sort of revenue. It might not be much, but at least the potential is already there for you from your very, very first stream. So that's where I see this thing is sort of like a game changer, so to speak. It's like, if it's shit, it's shit. That's not going to change. Absolutely.
I understand it. I mean, the music part is great. Monstercat, I mean, because they're a label, aren't they? It's just, I don't know. I mean, like I mentioned, my initial thought was it's just a slap in the face for anyone who's grinded. That was my first reaction. But so it's nice to know that they've backtracked on that, because I think they finally realised that was a bad idea, and that grinding, it's not really grinding because you're playing games. You know, games are fun.
To be honest, like for me, my personal experience, like there were some days where I didn't feel like streaming, but at the same time, I wanted to obviously just come on and just play and just, you know, chat to people. And I did it and just talk, you know, because in that way, I felt like at the end of the stream, I felt better. I felt like, you know what, I'm glad I actually did it, because those were the streams where the most randomest shit happened or something crazy happened. Like it's always been memorable. So I felt the same way when I saw it. But to what Innerpunkness says, even if you're affiliate, if your stream is shit, it's gonna be shit regardless. Like that's not going to change, you know, what it's not going to change the content you put out, because that's something you would have to obviously learn and understand what type of, you know, audience you're dealing with, or whatever your stream is about. So I think that's
you've still got to build on your community. You've
still got to build absolutely
followers, friends, that sort of thing. I mean, I mean, Katarina said they don't like the pay to play aspect. That's what it kind of is, pay to play. In a way, I'm paying something to kind of get a lot more what people are kind of grinding for.
It sets a very dangerous precedent as well, because if we're paying for these features, what's next? What can they charge for next? That's my concern.
It's true. It's a good point.
But it is what it is, and I think that's a great talking point. And thank you everyone for getting involved in that topic. It's something that we'll probably touch on in our own personal streams, because any big changes to Twitch usually affects the people at the bottom, don't they?
Can I ask you guys a question? Let me take a question. For those of you that already affiliate, if there was a program to get you to partner on Twitch, knowing the benefits that come with being a partner, right? Knowing that it's going to improve some logistics in your stream that right now we affiliates can't really make use of. Would you take it? Would you pay?
It's not a huge jump though, is it really?
I mean, there are some things. There are some things that partners, like some tools on Twitch that partners can have access to. Whether it's emotes, one time number of emote slots you have, being able to co-op streams. You know, like there are things that are being rolled out by Twitch that the partners get to test first and see. So it's a lot. So would you pay a premium? I'm going to start off with anybody wants to jump in.
Yeah, I mean, just jump in first. I mean, if I didn't have a full-time job, I would at least consider it. But at the same time, like I mentioned, it's a slap in the face for those who've earned it. I mean, I like where I am right now. I'm a small streamer. I like talking to people. When I've watched big streamers play, and I don't know how they engage in their chat. It's because it's scrolling down so fast. They're picking people.
They don't.
It's very little interaction, and you miss it. I watch Fatty stream as much as possible, and he picks just little bits of messages and reacts to that one person. But I like having a rapport with people who join my chat. I mean, we've got like Sherry, we've got Destiny Jaden, like Hargit, some of our favourites, some good friends of the ATF community, which I look forward to speaking to. But I don't know, people just paying for it, it's disgusting. It grosses me out, quite frankly. I mean, at the same time, got to look at both sides.
For me, if it was there from this day one, when Twitch came out, this is day one Twitch, brand new website. This is what you can do. You can pay for affiliate, you can pay for partner at this price and this price. it's going to be a totally different story because you pay for that because it's benefits. You're paying for benefits, but again, I think it's what pretty much 100% what the chat's saying. I wouldn't. I would be the same as Neon. You would get these benefits paying for partner, but it's the sense of achievement. Hey, look, I've built such an awesome community, friends. I hate calling them followers. I will be honest with you. I always say the same. I call them friends because people come in and chat and
That's a good point.
engage. You kind of learn about each other's lives and stuff, and it's kind of building that friendship and paying for something to kind of get you on the leaderboard or something like that, and get you more followers and get to a point where you're just scrolling through tons and tons of chat.
Yeah.
It's no, I don't. I wouldn't. I would want to get that.
If it wasn't for the small community like that comes into my chat, I wouldn't be here with you guys. Like it's like a pathway to partner. Like it was stated earlier. If it was from day one, I could understand that because no one had to grind, and like now if it's just given to me, I had
appreciate
so.
it.
Yeah, exactly. I have much more of an appreciation for what I have because
Correct.
I worked so hard towards it. And that's the thing I'd be afraid of is like saying someone coming on Twitch and just paying to stream, they're not going to have that appreciation of what it is to build that community and what it is to actually make all these friends. And Nuns, I fucking love that you call your followers friends now. And that's why I'm stealing that because that is amazing.
I mean, that's
what it is too.
They follow you. They follow you for a reason. They must like us or they want to try and help you out as much. And whoever helps me out, I mean, I'll help them out as well. But friend, I mean, you don't get some stranger helping you out these days.
We've all been very clear in the ATF community. There's a reason why I start the show with "Hello, friends. Welcome to Above the Fold," because that's it. It's if you're not friends, if you're still around, you're going to be friends. We will be friends. I mean, that's the kind of community that we want. Like, I'm so glad that we've discovered Herb Dirt community because that community does so much for everyone. I mean, we've had Mayhem Moose and we've had Oh No's, and they do so fucking much for the guys who just want to get affiliate. And that's a process that everybody should experience because you don't experience that kind of community anywhere else. And without people like them, you're just going in blind. You don't know. You're paying for an affiliate. You're losing money each month, going to some guy's back pocket, probably buying his next yacht. But that's something else. But like, we go on about this. Community is the best part of streaming, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm still here, and that's why I'm doing this podcast because it's meeting new people, talking to new people every single week. I fucking love it. But like, I don't know. I mean, these Twitch is very volatile right now. They're doing a lot of different things. They're experimenting at the wrong possible time because there's a lockdown, there's a global pandemic that's killing people, for fuck's sake. They shouldn't be trying to extort these people who just like a lot of people jumped into Twitch streaming to the lockdown to do something.
Sometimes it's part of somebody's livelihood now. If you think about it, people are doing it full time and
That's
they're
true.
changing all this stuff which could affect them. I mean, look at Mixer went right, okay, that's it, done, and people are like, shit, I've lost my job, even though they are kind of transferring over to Facebook. Who does that? I don't know.
That's another topic another time.
It's affecting people's livelihoods, and I think, a lot of people in the chat are saying, I mean, Sheriff Fly there says you can't drown the big streamers, you can only drown people like Leon and myself, and but again, Katarina says she doesn't watch big streamers because she loves being able to talk to the streamer and engage with them and engage with, because in the day if you're on some like a big name streamer, you're just sitting there, you're basically just watching, because I never type in there because you're never going to get seen. You just kind of, I go in there for I do like to go in there for the epic gameplays because I have no skills in gaming whatsoever.
No,
so,
don't say that. We saw you on Gears of War yesterday. Fuck you and your no skills.
Just pestily with the Tarkov, I go in there to learn how the game players learn how to do different bits and pieces. And it's just like sitting back and watching TV. It's like literally like watching a YouTube video, because that's all it is. But I mean, good on them for getting that far. You can't take it away from them.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, I think
they've worked for it. They've worked to get to that point, and you can't never ever take it away from the big streamers as well. But,
I feel just one thing before we actually move on, because I think we're running running quite late. Me personally, I agree with. Again, I was playing devil's advocate because I think it was a good way to really garner some conversation and discussion around this. My key takeaway is that the achievement from reaching these milestones, you know, starting your first stream, you know, getting your first, whether follower, friend, whatever you want to call it, get into affiliates, you know, like all those milestones, just it hits you, and then having that community that supports you, and then you can't take like that is such a critical thing. I am not against if they want to put this thing out there for people that want to do it. If people want to go for it, go for it. If they succeed, I'm happy for them, or whatever. That's good on them. But for me personally, as myself, I know that having to pay for something where I know that I want to get the sense of achievement, actually, you know, building it and accomplishing something. That's how I would rather just, you know, do my own thing.
It's like some games, isn't it? I mean, pay to play, pay to win type thing.
Exactly. Pretty much
like
that.
I like kind of trying to grind and get that. Pretty much because just like you buy it, you get it, and you've kind of lost interest in it in a way where if you know you're trying to get to that stage and grind, exactly. Perfect.
Imagine in Dark Souls 1, you get the Black Knight sword right off the bat at plus 10.
Easy. Easy win. You're laughing with the victory, mate.
like you pay $1 to get that. Come on, no. You can't appreciate the game if you're starting at level 300, you know?
True.
Well, politics will probably be around for a while in terms of Twitch, because they are very volatile right now. But let's move on, because we've got 2 more topics, and we have been going on for an hour. So the next one, this game was a bit of a shock to me, because this wasn't something that I knew I wanted. So James Bond game they're returning. They haven't really been a thing since 2012. So they're being developed by IO Interactive. You guys might know them from the Hitman games. Now, when I first thought of that, I thought, oh my God, Hitman meets James Bond. I need that. Holy shit, I need that. But at the moment, they released a teaser trailer, a very short teaser. You can probably imagine what that teaser is, because James Bond. It's called Project 007. It's a working title. It's a brand new James Bond video game developed and published by IO Interactive, and it's featuring a wholly original Bond story. So players will step into the shoes of their favourite secret agent. You can tell I'm reading this from a script.
Yeah, I can see that.
To earn their 00 status in the very first James Bond origin story. So that confused me a little bit, because origin story, wasn't that the Casino Royale? And wasn't there already a game? So it's not really the origin story. So unless it's a new origin story, but it's not. You know, it might be very first.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know.
But I mean, we get a James Bond game, and James Bond games have been a thing for a long, long time. I thought I played a lot of them until I Googled it. So, just a little sneak peek. So we do a little brief before for the show, and I got some screen grabs of all the James Bond games, and I thought I played a lot, but God, I didn't really play that many. So like, there's a lot here. That I want to quickly ask the panel about. Like, there's a long history of James Bond games across several console generations, from the ZX Spectrum to the Macintosh, holy crap, to the Sega Master System, Nintendo DS, Wii U, Android, you name it, there's been a James Bond on it. But James Bond has not been relevant in the past. Well, since early 360 generation, I'd say. PS3 to 360 generation. But I'm curious, like, the panel, like, of course you guys in chat as well. But I'm gonna tweak this a little bit, because GoldenEye is very, very big. We're all gonna say GoldenEye, but is there any other James Bond games out there? I'll start with you, Femi, because you're being a knob. What have you played any of the other James Bond games across any of these? God knows how many generations of consoles.
I played the Eye of the Golden, also known as GoldenEye. Does that?
Why did I start with you? Is that the only one you played?
No, I did play. What was it called? The one where you had. I can't remember the names, man, dude. All the other ones I've played are not very memorable, so I don't even remember like the name. I know there was one I was driving in the city with a fancy car, like more modern. I think it was on the PlayStation. I'm not sure, but yes, to be honest, I've not played any game that was hella memorable than GoldenEye.
Oh,
So
I'm trying to think which one is on the N64. I think it's.
It's GoldenEye on the N64.
GoldenEye on the N64.
Yeah, that's
GoldenEye.
Yeah.
And the world is not enough. I think
that
was ringing a bell.
That was N64. Oh, PlayStation and Game Boy Color.
That was on N64.
Yeah. That one's ringing a bell for me. That's what I used to play with, actually, with my sisters. God, many years ago.
I played that on Game Boy Color. I remember that.
Did you?
So,
yeah,
what about?
I'm looking forward.
What about you then, Punk? Have you played? Do you have a James Bond history?
You okay?
Yeah, the James Bond history is the only game that there was. Let's be real here. GoldenEye.
Thank you.
So we'd play the facility level and put mines on the toilet stall, and as soon as someone goes in there, blow them up.
Oh God!
Yeah.
I can't believe we all did that. That's crazy.
I remember that. Yeah.
I did a lot of slaps as odd job.
Dude, odd job, easy win.
But like, there's a lot of games there, and I've genuinely played. I thought I played a fair few of them. Like I mentioned before, we had this conversation before the stream. Nightfire, and I had that on PlayStation, on Xbox as the original Xbox title, and I played that to death, and that still remains one of my favorite James Bond games. I fucking love. I was always playing against bots, always multiplayer against bots. It's absolutely brilliant. But like, we haven't had a relevant video game. I mean, the last one really was the Wii U. That's 2012. That's 007.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
That was the phase of Daniel Craig. There was the Quantum of Solace, which I remember playing that. And then there was Bloodstone, which was a standalone title which had nothing to do with the films. There was the GoldenEye, which was a remake, but instead of Pierce Brosnan, it was Daniel Craig. That was weird. Then there was GoldenEye 007 Reloaded for the PS3 and Xbox 360. I don't know what that is, because I'm looking at them. There's one that was in 2010, 2011. So that might have been just two different versions of the same game across two different console generations. But I had a lot of fun playing Nightfire, Agent Under Fire. They were nothing to do with any of the TV, the films. They were just its own thing, and I loved them. So I'm looking forward to this next James Bond game. And in my head, I'm seeing Hitman and I'm seeing James Bond together, and it sounds good.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing what they come out with, because I feel like we do need another good Bond game. It can't just be GoldenEye. we need something. We really need something. Like, so I hope they come out with a at least decent game, or at least better than decent.
You remember Big Head mode?
Of course.
What? Yes, I do.
Table mode.
Big Head mode.
What are you talking about?
I was
playing NBA Jam on Saturday yesterday.
Yeah,
and I was playing on Big Head mode. I was like, oh my god, this were the days. This were the fucking days, mate. So
everything kind of big.
It's great.
Big Head mode.
Cheat codes, yes.
It was brilliant.
So good.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to. I know it's probably early days because it hasn't got a name yet. It's just called Project 007. But it's exciting times. It's nice to know we've got a James Bond game to look forward to. So next, this was leaked quite. In fact, I think it was leaked this weekend. Quite exciting. Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 collection. Now I'll tell you why it's exciting in a moment. So let me just read from this. So Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 might be getting remastered for the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series, according to leaked Amazon listing. So, listings get leaked all the time. But what's different about this one is that we actually got an image. So it's a brand new game. What's interesting about it is that it appears that the first game is a remake rather than a remaster. Has anybody here played Red Dead Redemption 1?
Of course.
No.
Right.
What?
So
I haven't even finished Red Dead 2.
nobody's finished Red Dead.
I will be honest, nobody has. I've not done that.
I played like the first 5 minutes where you're in the snow. I played that. I was like, all right, cool, GG, and I just stopped. And I haven't touched it since then.
You got eaten by a wolf or something.
That's
didn't you?
50 quid
No. Literally the snow, like the snowy bits where you're like shooting, like I may. Then I never went back to it. So that was it.
So I mentioned this to Arrow, just me and him. Red Dead Redemption 1 was probably the first game that ever had me emotionally involved in a video game. The ending, there was a tear streaming down my face. I'm not going to lie. It was probably, when did that game come out? Was it 2012? Whatever, whenever it was. Like, it was the first time I reacted emotionally to a video game, because you spend so many hours, and anyone who knows the ending to that know exactly what I'm about. But this is exciting to me. I wanted to bring this up because it's interesting to get. We get a lot of remasters, very few remakes, and traditionally the remakes have been pretty good. We've just got Demon's Souls, and from everything I've read on the line, it's been received very, very well.
It looks incredible. Have you watched any gameplay of it?
I watch Fatty play it as much as possible. It's gorgeous. It
looks so good. It does. Sorry to interrupt.
No, man, you can always interrupt with anything Souls-like. That's the rule here in ATF. That's my rule. If I had my way, it would just be a podcast about Souls-like. That's it. And I still have some
Adam will not be here.
We can start this.
Well, there we go. So I'll read out the Amazon leaked listing real quick. So it's from the creators of the Grand Theft Auto series. We know that. Red Dead Redemption, the Outlaw Collection, takes place on a great adventure across the American frontier. The deepest and most complex worlds Rockstar Games have ever created. That I agree with. That's a statement I can get behind. Set in the final years of the American Wild West, you play through the story of Arthur Morgan. We're talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 now. Lead enforcer in the notorious Vander Lind gang, and former outlaw John Marston, who is the protagonist from the first game, featuring a range of visual and technical enhancements, including ray tracing, fucking love ray tracing, and faster loading times for the next generation of consoles. Now, Adam, we all know the benefit of faster loading times and how much it makes us happy.
Bullshit. Yeah.
It's changed Destiny 2 for us and many other games. So you can immerse yourself in a faithful, expanded remake of the Red Dead Redemption, inspired by the iconic 2010 original. It's 2 years off, featuring a new and familiar set of missions and faces. So this is very exciting in a way, because what has Rockstar done lately? They've put out 2 games. So it's nice they're showing some love. They're showing some love to the OG.
They do put up good games, though.
They do. I think
take their time.
No. Stop. You can't just say good. Okay, they put out fucking amazing games. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like
you've played less than Red Dead Redemption. You already know.
No.
It's fucking...
GTA is where I'm coming from. Okay, that game. The amount of hours we put in that game, dude, come on. Like
more than I'd like
We've
to
put
admit.
so many hours in that game.
That's one publisher. I'm like, yes.
Them days getting hit by arrows, Batman.
I still have it, It's still there.
I know you do.
It's
I'm
still
gonna
there.
blow your guys' mind.
I'm sick of it.
I haven't touched GTA 5.
Alright, you know what, guys? That's it right now. No, Red Dead, I was with you, but GTA? How?
I just never touched it. I played 3. I beat 3. Played 4. Got like 3/4 of the way through 4, and then just lost interest in the series. I don't know what it was. Just never got into it.
You should look into that. There's something wrong there.
Go see a doctor.
It sounds like a personal problem. It's not the game. It's not like a you problem, to be honest. You.
So four was out around that time where I was saying I buckled down and didn't play games that much, and so like
I think you buckled down too much. You need to play
maybe
that
I
game.
did.
I know.
Stop it.
That was all over the media, man. Everyone was playing GTA when that came out. I mean, I queued up for an hour at fucking Asda to buy a copy of GTA, GTA 5, 4. That's insane. I mean, it's you're in for like if you're jumping into GTA Online now, or just GTA in general now, you've got so much to keep you busy.
A lot of stuff, mate.
Yeah, there's a reason. Like the reason why we don't play is because we're probably. Well, I can only speak for myself, but we've burnt ourselves out because we've played so much.
I'm stuck on PC, by the way, just so you know. But go on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the reason why I'm burnt out is because I've played it to death. I mean, my backlog is insane. I've mentioned
a lot.
There's just too much. There's too many video games and not enough time in the day.
Wow. I don't know what to do. But please carry on, Scott. Sorry.
Didn't mean to drop that bombshell, by the way.
No, I mean,
dead bodies
just
everywhere.
upset the whole show. Come on. That's just next time. Let us know in advance.
Oh, okay. Will do.
This should have been episode.
All right. Well, good stuff. So let's check in on chat. We've got Night Sky, we've got the Fluff. Welcome, Stir Afraid Tog. Welcome, Dave. Welcome. You know how I know Dave is in chat usually in a punk stream is the sound effects. I love that sound effects. It's genuinely the highlight of my day.
I recognize Dave because what I recognize is his scream on Phasmo. that's what yeah, that's what I recognize.
I am shooketh. Good, great stuff. So, moving on then, we've got one final segment. I'm going to pass this over to Adam. This is Adam's segment. Adam,
get it.
Yeah, well, it's just going to be quick because we're going on for quite a while now. We're trying to keep it 1 hour 30, but that'll end up going over. Anyways, anybody heard about the Capcom hack that's happened over the past week?
No idea. Tell us.
Basically, first of all, the shit bit is that Capcom was hacked for over 300,000 user details, addresses, all that sort of thing. But one thing they did get out is the next 4 years of games that Capcom is going to be releasing. So Capcom was recently fell victim of a major ransomware cyber attack that saw the personal information of its employees and customers along with its video game plans. Capcom has rightfully refused to give in to ransom demands, which is good.
Yeah.
Give any money
Don't
to
negotiate with
the
terrorists.
No, exactly. Though the attackers have responded by leaking many of the company's upcoming video games projects. Initially, the hackers leaked Capcom's plans for 2021, which includes things like Resident Evil 8 demo, Ace Attorney localizations, and some other things. But now a leaked document has revealed Capcom's plans for the next 4 years, which include a wide range of games and from various franchises. I've got a little list here of the games that have been leaked. So first one is Resident Evil Outrage, which is coming in Q4 2021.
Ooh.
Our good friend Justice or Jeff, Dragon's Dogma 2, he'll be interested in that. That's coming out in Q2 2022. Street Fighter 6 is Q3 2022. Mr. Arrow will be very happy with that.
Yes.
There he is, shaking his arms in the air.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rockman, well, the Mega Man in English match is Q3 2022. Resident Evil 4 remake, Q4 2022.
Yes.
Ooh.
Animusha, New York. No, sorry,
What?
New World.
Oh my! Sorry.
Excuse me? Do we need to stop here?
Oh my! Onimusha, are you serious? Oh my god! I'm happy.
Looks like
I'm actually happy right now. Oh my god, dude! That is such. Okay, did anybody play Onimusha on PS?
Is that a game that you like?
Dude, on PS.
Wasn't that the first game to implement QuickTime?
I don't
QuickTime
know.
actions.
I'm not sure. But it
I
is
think
such a fucking good game. It was such a good game at the time. I don't remember if it had QTE. I really oh QTA, sorry. I don't remember, but it's such a good game. Sorry, carry on. I'm just
Somebody
emotional.
clip that. I wanna look at that again.
Yeah, it just kind of threw everybody off. Monster Hunter 6 Q2 2023. Biohazard Apocalypse Q3 2023 again.
Another Resident Evil, which is interesting because
Yeah.
Resident Evil
That's
is
true.
Biohazard over in Japan. But yeah, anyway,
Right.
another game, wicked.
Super Street Fighter 6 Q4 in 2023. The Final Fight remake in Q2 2024. Power Stone remake Q3 2024. Ultra Street Fighter 6 Q4 2024. And Resident Evil Hank Q4 2024.
Wait, excuse me?
There's just a few
Hank?
games that's been.
What's Hank?
Never. Hank Marvin? I don't know.
Hank is a guy in the Umbrella. He's in Umbrella Forces. He's quite well known, and you play as him as one of the special missions in Resident Evil 2 remake.
Ah, okay.
But that's interesting. Interesting to get his own game. I mean, I'm curious. Does any of these games appeal to you in any way, Punk? Have you played any of the Resident Evil games? Do you have a favorite at all?
So, I play. Nemesis is probably my favorite. The original Resident Evil 3, because it's just too good of a game for me. And especially since it's the first game on PlayStation. I'm slated to play Resident Evil 7
4 remake?
soon.
7, okay. Ooh.
Okay.
I'm going to be playing that soon because I've never played it. And like I said, I've watched people play the remakes of 2 and 3. Those look amazing. Like 3's remake looks so good.
I did not like 3.
But Resident Evil 4 also.
Nobody else likes it. Arrow doesn't like it. That's it.
So I liked playing Resident Evil 4. There was one thing I didn't like about it is that it changed the style of zombies. Now, it's mostly because Resident Evil had like such a distinct way of doing their zombies, like the T virus, and that was it. And then it was a religious cult. It kind of threw me through a loop. So, but I liked playing it. It was good fun. It was a fun game.
I get that. I mean, Resident Evil 4 was my first Resident Evil game, and that's probably why. I mean, I've bought Resident Evil for GameCube, PlayStation, PC, Switch, Xbox 360 twice. It's my favorite game of all time, and I'm glad to see that there's a remake on there. I mean, we knew there's going to be a remake, because I think they did announce that. But yeah, I see what you're saying with the zombies. They're not really zombies. They're just parasites. But the story was so fucking cool. But what about you, Arrow? Have you? I mean, you're obviously excited for Onimusha. I'm interested, really. Why are there 3 different versions of the same Street Fighter 6? Is that to do with DLC characters?
I think, to be honest with you,
that
we're getting more money out of people, I think.
That usually the Ultra comes with new movesets and new mechanics. So that's what they did with Ultra Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5, one of the mechanics was tweaked in Ultra, so that's what I think is going to happen with this. But again, like it's pretty much they will release Street Fighter 6 and then release Ultra, which would have more characters and then a different sort of mechanics tweak or updates, or introduce a new thing included as well. So that's usually how they do it. But either way, it's more Street Fighter for me, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I find that interesting. As long like there's been a trend of not respecting the initial customers who buy their game. Like, it's really pissed me off with Devil May Cry 5, because I bought the Ultimate Edition of that. I love Devil May Cry games. But if I want to get on Series X, I have to pay for that edition again. There's no free upgrade. And I've noticed a similar trend with Street Fighter 5. They keep coming out with these Ultra. If you go on Switch right now, there's so many different versions of Street Fighter. You just, when's the best time to jump in? You don't know.
To be honest, I haven't. Again, this is just going by people that have both. I only have Ultra. There is a noticeable difference between the Street Fighter and the Ultra that it makes it a bit of like, okay, I'm actually paying for kind of like a new Street Fighter game. Maybe not an entirely new one, but it feels like it's a new one. Should it be priced as a full game? That's another question. But there is a difference when going from like the normal to the ultra. Like there's a noticeable change. That's what I've been told. I've never had or had the normal ones. I've always had the ultra. So yeah.
We'll have to ask Oh No's and City Lights that question because they are the pros. As far as I'm aware, I did watch just a little tangent. I did watch a stream where Oh No's was streaming. What was it, Dragon Ball Z, and he was getting absolutely obliterated by City Lights. And Onos was there like, what am I doing wrong? Can you give me some tips? Blah, 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 blah. And Onos was just like, oh, I don't know, man. It's just skill. You know what I mean? It was quite entertaining. Brilliant. So, I mean...
I'm going to hate you for that.
Yeah.
I mean, his weakness.
Just going back to the core topic, the hack, it's a bit shit. It's
you
shit
also
for
some source code for a few games out there and releasing some information about Stadia. Stadia paid Capcom $10 million to put Resident Evil 7 and 8 on their platform, which I thought was quite interesting because Sony only paid $5 million for Resi 7 VR DLC exclusive. So yeah, that was there's some fair bit of information got hacked from Capcom. Holy shit! It's unbelievable how people can get into this sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's a bit shit when things like this happen. I mean, it wasn't just games that was leaked. It was company personal details of their workers and stuff.
Employees,
and that's never a good thing. I mean, we've all been we've probably all had our email leaked, and we're all probably getting bombarded on a daily basis by bullshit emails trying to get access to our money or whatever. So this is a bit of a shame, really. But at the same time, I'm excited for what's to come. Monster Hunter 6, it's going to be interesting because they're doing Capcom in general are doing quite well at the moment, I find. So I'm going to pass this back over to you, Nuns, because we've got some notable stories, events, and free games and sales to go through.
I have everybody's favourite game that hasn't been released yet. Cyberpunk 2077 has a streamer mode that will disable copyrighted music, so that ties in quite nicely with the Twitch scenario we had earlier.
Yeah, we'll probably see a lot of that in. We'll probably see. We'll probably see a lot of that going forward with most games.
Especially with all the DMCA strikes and stuff. I'm glad though, because at the moment you'll struggle to play GTA online without turning the radio off.
Don't listen to radio. Don't listen to the podcast station. That's it. And otherwise, it's screwed. Your entire stream is just messed.
I think can the PC version you can put your own songs in a file somewhere and you can listen to your own music. So
you could do that on the 360.
Could you? Put the ATF podcast in there and listen to it while you're driving somewhere, while you're driving to the casino or to the north. Anyways, moving on. Halo 4 and Spartan Ops out now on PC, plus full cross-play coming soon. GTA Online's next heist adds a new island to the world, which I will be checking out because that sounds interesting. The full new island, which there's a heist evolved around that. 343 Industries to provide a high-level update for Halo Infinite in the near future. So that there were the few notable headlines that we at ATF have picked out.
There was one
free games.
Sorry, just real quick. There was one I actually saw, which I was gonna leave it for the next show, but I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just throw it out there as well. You guys know about
not like you,
Pokimane having a donation cap, right, for her stream.
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah. Apparently, there's that she actually has to cap her donation.
I'm receiving too much money. Please, somebody stop.
She got slammed for that, for having a cap. Apparently, for that, I think some other streamers were maybe not too what to put it. We're not too receptive with it. Maybe they thought otherwise, like, you know, I'm making money here. So I guess it's probably gonna send a shockwave to all the big streamers out there. Like, you know, if she's doing that, you know, why can't you guys, you know, be, you know, do something similar? Like it kind of gives you that, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say good or bad, but like, you know, it makes you feel a certain way. But anyway, that was the thing that she did for her stream, and there was just shockwaves about it. Yeah, each to their own, exactly.
I mean, what happens if you try and donate while the cap is in place? I mean, it must get to a point where, right, okay, I've had enough.
No,
for today's donations.
The most you can donate is £5. Like, she has a, like, I guess
sorry, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I guess yeah. The most you can donate is £5. So it must have been. I mean, again, you know, she makes money not just from
how many
donations.
times though?
You know, yeah, I don't know, but that's not like she's making money either way. But the cap is £5. So I guess, you know, let's say, for example, the SQCs, the, you know, ninjas, the Tifus of the world, all those big streamers, you know, had something to say about it. Some are thinking about implementing something similar to it, but just the idea of, we're not there yet. So send me all the money. send me all the money. I am poor boy. But what do you guys think about that? Like, does this maybe, do you feel a certain way about this, or it's like just okay, that's nice of her to do, type of thing?
Each to their own. I mean, I bet you any money they've kind of just had a bit of a partnership with Twitch and said, okay, whoever donates $5, we'll top it up to say $20, for instance.
Yeah.
So there'll be something in place, so she's not actually losing out on money. There'll be something in there.
She's making money.
But then again, it's up to her at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's her stream. Anybody can kind of do that, which is fair on them. I mean, you don't want hate when people. I was say hate when people donate, but hate when people donate when they can't really afford it. They should be going on something to them. It should be. They should be spending money on themselves if they need something.
Correct.
And I think there's maybe a lot of people like you, especially the younger age, the youths, where they kind of only got to say like $20-30 to their name at the moment, and they're giving like $10 out. And you're like, no, don't do that.
I mean, I've got something to say about that. I mean, my younger brother, I mean, he was brought up with, you know, YouTube, Facebook, and all that, and he gets pocket money, and we had to have a conversation with him quite early on because he was just donating. He was giving money away. He was buying stuff to just give away on stream. He was donating when it wasn't really feasible. Yeah, it wasn't really feasible.
Sorry.
Well, he actually donated to myself, actually, and that's when I brought it up with Scott. And I went, hey, look, this is what he's doing. He's donating a few, like £10-15.
Yeah.
Because I knew who he was at the time, and I think, well, your friends and family.
I mean, the way I see it, if you want to, Twitch is free. You don't have to pay. I am grateful. Don't get me wrong, but you don't need to subscribe to me. I mean, I would thank you from the bottom of my heart, but I'm literally here to interact with the community. You don't need to donate. Like, I'll ask you why are you donating. Twitch is free. That's how I feel about it. But it's the grand, you know. It's very. I thought it was very. When I read about this, I thought it was very strange. Like, is she really earning that much money to say?
She is earning.
Stop.
So, she has a contract with Twitch, which, what has been reported, is well into the millions. So, donations for her, like, if you think about it, if you have to donate, if you have to cap your donations, you know you're making money. Like, you don't do that. We're like, nah, Nah, I'm not really making. I'm gonna, like, unless you're freaking like a saint, or I don't know. Unless you're, I don't know. But she's making money either way. So, but anyway, that's what I'd say. So she's fine.
It's quite interesting. I mean, you know, I've not got any hate towards her. I very, very vaguely know who she is and what she does. But she must be doing well for herself.
I mean, I mean, no matter what she was doing, if she's going to increase the donations or cap it, she's still going to get hate off other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
she's in that position.
All I say is,
you get to a point where you're going to get hate no matter what you do. So good on her really for capping it. I think that's a lot of respect for her for doing that.
Having that option too is probably a good thing overall to begin with. Like, I agree with you, Neon. It's like I appreciate people for subbing, but like, you don't have to. This shit's free. Yeah. Just watch me, you know?
Yeah. Spot on. Right.
Anyways, we better move on. We're going on time. I did say an hour 30, but that's well over that. We move on to a good bit of the show, which is free games through
Free games.
First of all, PS Plus games for November. Again, Bugsnax. Never ever.
Bugsnax, man.
That is
every week.
PS5 only. Yes, never seen the game. Shadow of War, Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth, and Hollow Knight.
Yeah, we all like Hollow Knight.
Games with Gold for November is Origami Shadow Edition, which is available from November the 1st till the 30th. Swim Sanity is available November the 16th to December the 15th. And Lego Indiana Jones available from November the 16th till the 30th. Moving on to free games with Epic Game Store. Elite Dangerous Horizons season now included, so that's free until November the 19th till the November 26th.
Let me tell you, that game in VR is one of the reasons why I bought a VR. I
still haven't checked that out, on VR.
You should. I tell you, I've checked it out for about a couple of minutes, and I didn't have enough room. I was hitting controllers off desks. The way I play that game,
I'll do it when I've got enough room.
I do a lot of jumping between systems and a lot of trading. There's a lot of money to be earned that way. So there's a lot of downtime because of the way I choose to play it. And because of that, I have a little program that injects a little video into my VR experience where I can just watch YouTube videos or Netflix or whatever. And it's a very relaxing experience when you're cruising through space. Same with Star Wars Rogue Squadrons. That was an experience in itself. But honestly, if you've been curious about Elite Dangerous, pick it up. It's a full-on space simulation. It's one of my favorite games. So yeah, I had to say that.
Next on the list is The World Next Door, which is free from November the 19th till November the 26th. And just a few little sales here on the Xbox Black Friday sale to keep an eye out for is Watch Dogs Legion is 35% off. Avengers 50% off already. Control Ultimate Edition is 50% off. And for PlayStation Black Friday at the moment is Ghost of Tsushima 29% off and Borderlands 3 at 72% off.
Wow.
And yeah, Steam Black Friday sales will probably most likely go live on Tuesday, so keep your eyes peeled for that because there's always good deals knocking about on Steam. And that's all for me.
Absolutely. There's I've already picked up Control Ultimate Edition. That was too much of a bargain. I mean, the next gen patch isn't quite ready yet, so I'll be playing that when it does land sometime next year. I have it on PC, but my PC can't run it properly. So my Series X can. It's better than my PC. So thank you, Adam, for that. So let's wrap things up. It's been a long show. We've covered some awesome topics. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Adam, tell us, what have you been playing? What have you been streaming? What have you been watching? And tell us, importantly, where can we find you?
I've been again. I've got some fantastic friends, Tino, and Cody. Been playing some Tarkov. Really, again, getting back into that. There's a brand new patch which I'll be checking out. Maybe Tuesday. We play Tarkov Tuesdays. But tomorrow, I will be playing A Plague's Tale on stream around.
Nice.
I'm trying my best and get that started around 8, half 8, depending on work. Again, I work unfortunately. But yeah, getting back into a routine on streaming Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Please tune in. We're gonna think of our next Let's Play in the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye out for our tweets to see what games you want to come join us and play. But yeah, you can find me at Twitch, at twitch.tv/Nuns and Moses, Moses with a 0. And Twitter, Nuns and Moses _live, again, Moses with a 0. Yeah, that's all for me. I've been watching. What have I been watching? Unfriended. I watched that film last night. About it's all based on a Skype call. Somebody hacking, a spirit hacking into a Skype call. and killing the participants one by one. So I thought, you know what, I didn't think it was going to be that good. But we watched it and it was, you know what, really good. I really enjoyed it. So going to watch the dark web edition maybe in the next few days. Yeah.
Good stuff. So, Arrow.
Yes, sir.
You're a busy man. Tell us, what are you playing? What are you streaming? What are you watching? Yeah, you are. Shut up.
I'm really not. So watching just a lot of anime actually. Same usual anime, Haikyuu, Jujutsu Kaisen. I think I want to check out a new one. Actually continue. I can't remember the name now, but yeah, continue an anime that I was watching before, so I might pick that up. Nothing on Netflix, but I have caught up to Mandalorian, which is epically good. So good, so good. You should check it out if you haven't.
So good.
It's so good. Like I watched the last episode and I was like, oh my god, why haven't I started watching this? So game wise, finished Outlast, which was great last week. This week I have no clue what we'll be playing. I think we might put in some Control. We might put in some Overcooked, some Smite, some potentially nostalgic games like we did last week Saturday. Friday we have Twitch Sings with myself, Neon Demon, Nuns, some other people pulling up as well. So that should be interesting. And then Saturday I'm having another just like chatting session with some other people too. So that's
Thanks for reminding
me.
I need to get more alcohol.
Pull up on Friday. It's gonna be great. Innerpunkness. You sing,
what?
don't you?
No, I don't sing. I don't sing.
Punk.
Dude, what are you?
Not anymore. You go through too many mics.
Yeah, I'll go through
to.
another mic.
You have to pull up.
We'll see.
All right. I'm not gonna pressure you. So you can find me on Twitch at A_R_O. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at A_R_O_2NG. Feel free to, don't sigh, I feel the same way too. Feel free to, connect to me there. I'm usually just checking whatnot. So yeah, that's me.
Somebody tweeted him, tell him to get rid of those fucking underscores because I'm sick of him.
I can't because there's a dude that hasn't used the account for many, many years, and he doesn't want to give it to me. So what do you want me to do? So yes, anyway, carry on.
Make a stuff out for the rest of fantastic. So also our special guest, Punk, tell us, what are you playing? What are you streaming? What are you watching? And more importantly, where can people find you?
So this week on stream, I will be playing. Tomorrow will be Remnant from the Ashes. I'm also going to do some mixing for Mayhem Moose's new song coming out. I'm gonna do that live.
Shout out to Mayhem Moose.
And then Tuesday, I'm thinking about doing a Dead by Daylight Community Day. Thinking about it, and
think about it more because I'll be down for that.
I'm definitely thinking about it because I think it's it's overdue for my channel having like the community to join in on play games. So I think we're gonna do that. Then Wednesday, I have no idea what I'm doing. Probably Animal Crossing now. I'm thinking about making Wednesdays like Animal Crossing Day. And then Thursday is Thanksgiving here in the States, but I'm still going to be on. I probably do some Dark Souls 3. And then Friday, I have no idea what I'm doing. So probably Dark Souls 3.
There you go. No,
or maybe Twitch things. Oh, my bad. Then I haven't really been watching anything good, honestly. I've just been on Twitch the whole time, going through streams. I started watching Lobos Jr. playing Demon Souls, and that's been pretty interesting. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but they found out what the hidden door does in Demon Souls.
I heard about it.
Yes. I think it was him and Vati, maybe. But anyways, let's get away from the Souls talk. You can find me on Twitch as Innerpunkness, Twitter at Innerpunkness, Instagram Innerpunkness, YouTube Innerpunkness. I was able to lock it down for everything.
Awesome.
Good job.
Good man. Very rare to be able to do that. I've got fucking underscores in mine. Great stuff. I mean, Oh, myself. Oh, I'm
Yeah, talk
never
about
prepared
yourself, jeez.
for that question. So I have just finished another run of Akami ga Kill.
Very
It's
good.
an anime which
Very good anime.
it's so good. It's a very sad anime because
Yeah, as a lot happens.
a lot happens. No spoilers here, but if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's on Netflix. It's great. Playing wise, I am just been absorbing my Xbox Series X. It's gonna fucking work out this week, let me tell you. Bouncing between Gears Tactics, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Shout out to Victorian. She's going through that on stream right now. What else am I playing? Destiny 2 Beyond Light expansion. All these games are taking up so much of my time. And I'm hoping to be back to my normal streaming schedule, hopefully next week. Next week's going to be a bit of a hit and miss because it's Black Friday week, and I manage a certain website who shall not be named, who does a lot of deals across Black Friday week. So that means
Nice.
when they're busy, I'm busy. So hopefully I'll be able to stream more because I want to stream some Ghost Runner. I've had that game since release, and it's like 2 weeks ago, and I'm itching to play that. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. And you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/neondemon4, or on Twitter, where I'm most active, at neon_demon4. And of course, you can follow ATF Community. You can join our Discord on Twitter, YouTube. It's at abovethefold_1. And Discord, got a little link below. And Arrow, if you don't mind putting that in chat for us. So yeah, that's it. A big shout out to everyone who stopped by yesterday. Stopped by the ATF yesterday for the second Let's Play. We played Gears 5, where we absolutely trashed Arrow. It was great.
It was a team game.
Anybody,
it wasn't
if
me
anybody,
versus the world. Hello.
If anybody. If anybody saw the Twitter last night, I tweeted a photo of me doing a 180 and just blasting Arrow to pieces.
It's very one-sided post, don't you think? I feel like he's not really giving the people what really happened. What about the headshots?
That was one game. Anybody who watched the stream knew what went down. But before we get out of here, I want to say a big thank you to Innerpunkness for being our guest
very, very much
on the show. Hopefully, we'll get you back on here soon. You're one of the guests I've been wanting to get here for such a long time, so thank you again. And everybody,
after he's played GTA 5, that's when you'll get back on.
Yeah, do something about that. There's something to look into there. But thank you so much. Should we do a raid? Should we raid somebody?
Yeah.
I mean, we've done one previously.
Yeah. I've just got one lined up. Got one ready to rock and roll. We're going to raid Mayhem Moose, fantastic streamer.
Yes.
Awesome guy in the community, Herb Derp community, absolutely fantastic. So we'll check him out. But yeah, again, thank you very much, everybody. As soon as I hit this button, we are going to hit transfer over. So yeah.
Anybody who doesn't know Mayhem Moose, it's a lot for the community, and if you can support him, we'd really appreciate it, as well as Onos. And thank you again to everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.